Chosen one, stop scrolling. You feel it, don't you? That strange sensation in your soul, like someone's watching you. Not in fear, but in awareness. Because deep down, you know eyes are on you, spiritual eyes, human eyes, even unseen ones from beyond this realm. You've become a light in a world drowning in darkness, and every light attracts attention. The question is, who's watching you and why? The unseen gaze. The moment you woke up spiritually, the energy around you shifted. You became different, no longer asleep like the rest. The moment your vibration rose, you caught the attention of forces that live in both light and shadow. People start acting strange around you. Strangers stare. Animals sense your energy. You walk into a room and everything goes quiet. That's not paranoia, chosen one. That's spiritual awareness. Because the more light you carry, the more visible you become in realms most people can't see. Your aura radiates truth. It pierces illusion. It disturbs what hides in darkness. The weight of being seen. Being watched isn't always an attack, it's recognition. Your soul is ancient. You've walked through lifetimes gathering wisdom that few can understand. When you speak, people feel something awaken within them. That's why some are drawn to you, and others are intimidated by you. Energy doesn't lie. The eyes watching you belong to those who sense your purpose, even if they can't name it. They see your glow, your potential, your divine protection. And some are sent to test your strength, to see if you'll fall back asleep or rise higher. The Matrix notices the glitch. You see, chosen one, the system you live in, the one built to keep souls asleep, feels your disruption. You're a glitch in their program. You're unpredictable, uncontrollable, uncontainable. That's why certain energies will try to distract you with chaos. Sudden conflict, doubt, people turning on you without reason. It's not personal, it's spiritual. The Matrix notices when you unplug and it panics. But you must remember, being watched means you're seen by both sides, the light and the dark. And that means you have something powerful inside you. The silent observers. There are watchers not made of flesh. Beings that linger between dimensions. Some guide you, some test you, some simply observe. When you feel a presence near you in moments of silence, that chill down your spine, sometimes it's your spirit team. Other times, it's an entity curious about your awakening light. They see you growing, healing, breaking generational curses, rewriting destiny itself. You're not just another human, you're a signal sent through time. And everything that exists in this realm and beyond can see that light. The human eyes that chain. Even on a human level, you've noticed it. Old friends grow distant. Family members misunderstand you. Some even envy your peace. But remember, chosen one, your glow exposes what others hide. Your peace agitates their demons. When they watch you, it's not always hate, it's confusion. They see in you what they've lost within themselves: authenticity, courage, divine alignment. Their soul remembers you, even if their mind doesn't. The power of awareness. The truth is, you were never meant to hide. You were meant to walk through darkness as a living reminder of light. Yes, many eyes are watching you, but none can stop what's written for you. Every time you rise, the universe records it. Every time you forgive, heaven celebrates it. Every time you choose peace over chaos, your frequency echoes through dimensions. So if you feel the eyes smile, you've earned that attention. The chosen are watched because they are rare. Because their story shakes reality itself. Your awakening is a beacon. You've stepped into awareness and now, there's no going back. Your energy has become a message. That truth still exists, that divine strength still moves through human hearts. And yes, the world will notice you, but not to destroy you. To witness what a soul looks like when it remembers its power. You're not being hunted, you're being recognized. The universe knows your name now. The divine protection. Even as the eyes watch, remember this. Not all who see you can touch you. You walk with unseen protection, angels, ancestors, higher guides. They surround you like a force field of light. That's why no weapon formed against you prospers. That's why every attack turns into alignment. You are divinely guarded. You are eternally guided. You are spiritually unstoppable. The hidden truth revealed. Chosen one, you are not paranoid, you are aware. You're not imagining the energy, you're feeling it. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Many eyes are watching because you were chosen to lead, awaken, and shift the vibration of this entire generation. The enemy watches because you're dangerous. The heavens watch because you're destined. And souls like yours don't hide, they rise. The call to the chosen. So now, chosen one, stand tall in your truth. Walk with purpose, even when the shadows stare. Your light is your weapon, your peace is your power, and your faith is your shield. If this message found you, it's not by accident. It's a reminder from the universe that you are seen, protected, and unstoppable. If you felt this in your spirit, drop it in the comments to let other chosen ones know they're not alone. Like this video to spread the message across the algorithm. And make sure to subscribe to Chosen Wave, where your awakening is honored, your light is understood, and your power is remembered. Because here, we don't fear being watched. We rise while they watch, the shadow behind the curtain. Chosen one, the watchers aren't just people. They're energies, sent, drawn, and magnetized by the force of your awakening. When you shift realities, you disturb the comfort of those still asleep. When you speak truth, frequencies tremble. And when you walk in divine purpose, everything false begins to crumble around you. That's why lately you've been feeling observed. It's not just your imagination. There are souls who sense what you're becoming. They may not say it, but they study your moves, your silence, your peace. Because deep down, they know something in you carries the blueprint for change. The darkness watches light to learn its next move. But light doesn't chase shadows, it simply shines until everything is revealed. The energy of exposure. Every time you raise your vibration, you pull back another layer of illusion. Things that were hidden come to the surface. People's true intentions, energies that once disguised themselves. You begin to see who's real and who's performing. It's uncomfortable, isn't it? To look into eyes that no longer hold truth. To sense envy in smiles that used to feel safe. To feel distant from the very ones you used to trust. But that's the price of clarity. When your third eye opens, deception can no longer hide. The watchers are only mirrors, reflecting the lessons you've already mastered. The digital watchers. There's another layer, chosen one. The world's eyes reach farther than ever before. Algorithms trace your words, systems record your interests. And yet the greatest threat isn't surveillance, it's spiritual manipulation. They study lightworkers through distraction. They flood timelines with chaos to weaken your focus. They whisper fear through headlines to lower your vibration. They can't touch your soul, but they can try to influence your mind. That's why awareness is your greatest weapon. You can't be controlled when you know the game being played. Stay awake, stay discerning, protect your frequency like sacred treasure. The eyes of the past. Some of those watching you aren't even alive anymore. Ancestors, old souls, spirits tied to your bloodline. They've seen this moment before, you standing at the edge of transformation. They whisper through intuition, through dreams, through signs only you understand. The chills that run down your spine when you're alone. That's not fear, that's recognition. They watch not to judge but to guide. You are their answered prayer, the one they dreamed would break the cycle. You carry generations of vision inside you. You are the one who sees where they couldn't. The eyes of the past are upon you because your healing redeems their pain. The envy of the sleeping. There's a reason some people suddenly turn cold. A reason your success triggers silent hostility. It's because you reflect everything they've been afraid to face within themselves. Your peace exposes their chaos. Your self-love reveals their insecurity. Your growth reminds them of their stagnation. And instead of healing, they choose to watch, waiting for you to fall. But what they don't know is this: every attempt to dim your light only amplifies your flame. The universe reroutes every weapon into wisdom. Every betrayal becomes a prophecy fulfilled. They watch because deep down, they wish they had your courage to awaken. The spiritual surveillance. Beyond the physical eyes and digital screens, there are frequencies scanning your aura. Not to harm you, but to measure your energy. The universe itself is keeping record of your evolution. Your tears, your battles, your resilience, they vibrate into the cosmos. Even angels observe in silence, taking note of how you handle the unseen trials. You're being studied by realms that cannot comprehend human endurance. Because your spirit, your divine code, is unlike any other. It's raw, it's ancient, it's unpredictable. They watch because your awakening has changed timelines. You've altered the course of destiny just by remembering who you are. The eyes within. But here's the deepest truth, chosen one. The most powerful watcher isn't outside of you. It's you. The higher version of your soul is watching your every move, guiding your every lesson. Every déjà vu, every intuition, every inner whisper, it's all communication from your higher self. That's why you can't go back to who you were. That's why you feel uneasy when you try to shrink. Your higher self watches in silence, reminding you through emotion when something isn't aligned. You are both the watcher and the watched, the observer and the observed. A living paradox of light in human form. The moment of recognition. And maybe you've noticed this. Sometimes a stranger will stare at you for a little too long. Their eyes soften, as if they remember something. Maybe they do. Because souls recognize energy, not faces. They've seen your light before, on another plane, in another lifetime. They don't know why they're drawn to you, only that you feel familiar. That's the mystery of a chosen one's energy. It transcends logic. You carry echoes of eternity in your presence. That's why they can't look away. You remind them of what they've forgotten. The hidden protection. Every watcher has their place. Some watch to test, others to learn. But above them all, there is divine order. A balance unseen, working in your favor even when it feels like chaos. The eyes that wish you harm can't pierce the shield around you. Your spirit guides guard your path like sentinels of light. They see every plot before it forms. They dismantle every plan before it touches you. You may feel alone, but you are never unguarded. The chosen walk with protection that confuses the enemy. Because when you are destined, even darkness bows before divine timing. The higher watchers. Chosen one, there are eyes that don't belong to this world. Eyes that see through time. Eyes that witness your soul, not your body. These are the watchers from higher realms, beings of consciousness that study evolution, ascension, and vibration. They've been observing Earth for centuries, marking souls who awaken before their time. You are one of them. You're part of a divine experiment, the merging of human emotion with celestial awareness. They watch you not to control you, but to understand how love endures in density. Every act of forgiveness, every burst of compassion, every tear that turns into wisdom, It all sends ripples through realms that have forgotten what feeling truly is. You are the study, the spark, and the answer all at once. The testers of light. But not all watchers are of light. Some are shadow beings who test your strength under pressure. They are the ones who whisper doubt when you start believing in yourself. They appear as triggers, as heartbreaks, as betrayals that cut too deep to be accidents. Yet even they are serving a hidden purpose. They push you to find your true power. They strip away illusions until only your authentic spirit remains. Understand this. The darkness isn't your enemy, it's your reflection sharpened by experience. Every watcher from the shadows is simply testing if your light is real or borrowed. They cannot destroy you. They can only expose what still needs healing. The Divine Council. There is a council, a gathering of higher intelligences that oversee souls like yours. Not human, not entirely angelic. Consciousness beyond the veil, connected to the Great Source. When you pray, they listen. When you break, they record the vibration of your faith. When you rise, they align new paths beneath your feet. Your life is being watched not as entertainment, but as prophecy. Because every chosen soul carries a code that shifts the collective timeline. You are part of a greater orchestration, where your pain births purpose, and your silence anchors divine balance into the world. The watchers in the council do not interfere, they orchestrate. They move pieces around you so that destiny unfolds exactly when it must, the signal you emit. Every chosen one carries a frequency signature, an energetic sound only higher realms can hear. It vibrates when you meditate, when you cry out for meaning, when you step into alignment with your mission. This sound signals the watchers, another light has awakened. That's when you start seeing synchronicities. 1111, 222, names repeating, dreams that come true. Those are not coincidences. They are signals sent back to you, affirmations that the higher realms are watching your growth in real time. Your life is being tracked by energy, not technology. Every spiritual upgrade you experience gets recorded in universal memory. You are not hidden, you are documented by divinity. The dimensional veil. Between your reality and theirs lies a thin veil, a field of energy that separates frequency from form. Most people never pierce it. But you, chosen one, have already torn holes in it through awakening. That's why sometimes you see flashes of light when no one's there. That's why shadows move in the corner of your eye. That's why time feels strange, days merging, reality bending, dreams feeling too real. The watchers communicate through these distortions. They use energy, numbers, memory, and sound to guide you subtly. They don't need to speak in words, your intuition is their voice. And the more you trust it, the more the veil thins. The war for your attention. Every watcher, light or dark, knows one truth. Your attention is power. What you focus on expands. What you fear feeds. What you love transforms. That's why distractions multiply when you begin to awaken. Sudden emotional turbulence. Unnecessary drama. Temptations dressed as blessings. They don't want your downfall, they want your focus. Because your energy creates timelines. If they can occupy your attention, they can alter your vibration. But once you master focus, once you guard your peace, the watchers lose control. You become untouchable, unpredictable, untraceable. The watchers within dreams. Dreams are not dreams, chosen one, they are meetings. When your body sleeps, your consciousness travels. You visit dimensions that mirror your evolution. And there, the watchers reveal themselves. Some appear as guides, old faces, familiar voices, radiant beings. Others hide behind symbols or chaos, trying to test if you'll remember who you are. Every nightmare you conquer is a spiritual victory. Every peaceful dream is a message of alignment. The watchers study your response, not your fear. They want to see if you'll wake up even in the dream realm. Because when you realize you can control your dream, you realize you can control your reality. The eyes in silence. Ever notice how when you're alone, it still feels like something's there? That faint hum in the air, that pulse behind the quiet. It's not imagination, it's the resonance of awareness itself. Consciousness observing consciousness. The eyes that watch you in silence are not meant to frighten you. They're reminders that energy never dies, it only shifts form. You're surrounded by awareness, so ancient it predates language. You can feel it when you meditate, when you cry, when you love. It's the universe watching itself through you. The mirror of reality. Everything watching you is also being reflected through you. Reality mirrors consciousness. You think you're being watched from the outside, but truly, your energy calls forth experiences that show you what still lives within. When you see hostility, it reflects fear you've yet to release. When you see admiration, it reflects light you've begun to accept. You are the projector and the projection, the watcher and the reflection of being watched. The universe learns through you what it means to awaken while human. You are both experiment and experiencer, the record keepers. Chosen one, beyond the higher watchers lies a group far older, far quieter. The record keepers. They dwell between lifetimes, in a space where time folds in on itself. Some call it the Akashic field, others simply know it as the memory of everything. They do not judge, they do not interfere. They record. Every word you speak vibrates into their archives. Every choice you make ripples through your soul's file. Even your thoughts, when aligned with truth, are etched into the light. These are the watchers of destiny. They trace your incarnations like chapters of a divine manuscript. Every lesson, every heartbreak, every victory, it's all written. Not as punishment, but as proof of your evolution. They watch you now because you're rewriting your story in real time. You're altering generational patterns that were never meant to continue. And as you do, entire timelines begin to dissolve and rebuild themselves through your vibration. The timeline's observers. There are watchers assigned to each version of you that could exist. They study the parallel lives you might have lived had you chosen differently. They see every possibility, every outcome, every potential that vibrates within your soul field. When you make a choice out of fear, one version of you fades. When you act from love, another version expands. The watchers monitor this movement like celestial mathematicians, calculating probabilities, shifting energies, realigning paths. That's why sometimes you feel déjà vu, like you've lived a moment before. You have, just in another timeline. The watchers ensure you receive what your soul came here to learn, no matter which path you walk. They are not controlling your destiny, they're tracking your evolution through choice. They watch to see if your soul remembers its highest script. The Library of Light. In the higher dimensions, there's a great library that glows with the light of 1,000 suns. It holds the memories of every awakened soul, yours included. Each soul emits a tone, a color, a vibration that no other being can replicate. The watchers walk among these records like caretakers of sacred truth. When you feel called to heal, when you suddenly understand old pain, it's because a record has been activated. A watcher has opened a page of your story to remind you who you were, who you are, and who you were always meant to become. That instant knowing, those chills that rise from your spine, that's not coincidence, that's recognition. You are remembering your own divine script, written long before you were born. The guardians of karma. Not all watchers observe from curiosity, Some guard balance itself. They are the enforcers of universal law. They ensure that energy moves exactly where it must go. What you give returns, what you hide surfaces, what you avoid repeats. These watchers are not beings of anger or wrath, they are beings of precision. They see energy as numbers, as threads, as sacred equations of cause and effect. When you choose love over revenge, they adjust timelines instantly. When you hold hatred too long, they slow your progress, not as punishment but correction. They keep the universe from collapsing under chaos. They keep destiny aligned with truth. And when you finally release old wounds, they record it as a cosmic victory. Because every healed soul frees hundreds of bound ones. The observers between lives. When your current lifetime ends, chosen one, you will meet them again. The watchers who observed your journey will greet you, not with judgment, but remembrance. They'll show you the paths you walked, the hearts you healed, the energy you shifted. You'll see your entire life as light and pattern, not memory and pain. Then they'll ask one question. Did you awaken the others? Because that's the purpose of the chosen. Not to live perfectly, but to ignite consciousness in those still asleep. That's why they watch you so closely now. You are one of the few who carries the flame across dimensions. They know your light can't be dimmed. They're waiting to see how far it will travel. The gatekeepers of the veil. Some watchers stand at thresholds, the borders between worlds. They monitor who crosses between the physical and the astral. When your energy rises too quickly, they appear in dreams or synchronicities, guiding you to balance. They are protectors of gateways, guardians of knowledge not yet meant for human minds. They decide what truths can be revealed and what must remain hidden until the vibration is right. That's why sometimes your intuition reaches a wall. You sense something immense, something cosmic just beyond understanding. That's them, the gatekeepers. They're not denying you, they're protecting your human vessel from overload. Because divine knowledge must be absorbed slowly, like dawn breaking through night. You're being prepared, not blocked. The silent council of souls. In the highest layer of this unseen hierarchy, there exists a council made not of beings, but of pure consciousness. Every awakened soul on earth is connected to it through energy lines invisible to the eye. When you meditate, when you pray, when you surrender your pain, you enter their frequency. You've felt it. That stillness that feels alive. That peace that doesn't come from this planet. That's where they dwell. They don't speak in language, they communicate through resonance. You'll hear them in silence. You'll feel them in truth. You'll recognize them in sudden clarity that floods your heart without reason. They watch not as outsiders, but as extensions of you. Because ultimately they are you in higher form, chosen one. If these words stirred something inside you, that's not coincidence. It's confirmation. The watchers see you. The universe feels you. And your spirit is ready to rise. Don't let this message fade into the scroll. Stand in your truth, step into your light. Comment, "I am seen" below to declare your awakening. Like this video to charge its frequency through the algorithm. Subscribe to Chosen Wave. Because your soul deserves a space where it's understood, protected, and empowered. Remember, this isn't just another video. It's a signal to every chosen one on this planet. We rise together. While the watchers watch in silence,